Hey, as promised, Eatin Cheats is back. Now, I'm not showing you leftovers right now. That's going to be for dinner. But I thought, let's try the oven to bake in, not just reheat leftovers, but to make something. So, we have our experimental sacrificial can of croissant. We're going to make crescent rolls. Nice, easy, doesn't take too darn long. And hopefully I can maintain a 350 degree for nonstick, which this is nonstick. So 350 degrees for 9 to 12 minutes or until golden brown. That's going to be the challenge, making really nice croissant to go with dinner later or lunch earlier. It depends on how hungry I am when I smell these bad boys coming out. So, first thing we do, let's get the oven heating up. One tip I got from the gang over at Lori's Way is if you have one of these little ovens, put foil on it. Now, they said foil across the top, but then that precludes getting your handle. So I just went around the three corners here because when you put them together, there's holes, there's gaps. Last time the back kind of caved in a little bit, so it wasn't as efficient as it could be. And out here, it's all about efficiency. Right. So, we're going to light this bad boy up. Got a fresh can in there this morning because my coffee just was not getting hot. No hiss. Okay. Let me stand up for this part. Safety first. Dealing with flames. Get over here. So I'm not reaching across to fire to put you on. Anyhow, we'll set you here. More room. Come back here, you. Cheeky little vixen. Okay. Flame, then gas. You got to watch out because sometimes the gas will blow out your flame when it comes up, and all of a sudden you got gas but nothing to light it with. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. Okay, so we have a nice flame going. Oven going on top, as centered as possible. Let's see how I did there. Oh. Kiss me. Damn on good. That thing is respectably centered over the burner. Maybe a little further. Scooch you a little farther forward, just a smidge. Okay, crank up the heat. So we are heating up an oven, and that takes heat. So while that's a-happening, hi, me again. I know, shocking, isn't it? So what we have on here, come here, let me show you, is a heat indicator, a thermometer, basically. It does not control the heat for you. It just tells you what it is. You have to control the heat yourself. The whole bloody time. Oh, joy. But that's going to take a couple minutes. While that's happening, let's roll up our victims. Let's see here. Find an edge. Start here. Save your instructions. Never throw away the instructions. Or directions, rather. They're not instructing us, they're directing us. You gotta hang on to the directions here. Okay. It says, put seam. Thumb works just as well as spoon, I'll be honest with you. And yeah, dump the little bad boys out. There you go. Well, trash that. Okay. Opens them up, rips them apart. Make them your foldy thing. Loosely, gently. You don't want to smash them, you just want to roll them up. Oh, Dad. Yeah. You. Hey, we're up to 100 and a smidge already. That's pretty fast. Hold it. When I get this temperature thing down to a science, what I want to do is then start experimenting with form. Rather than pulling them apart and rolling them, I thought maybe I'd do a couple of folds and see if I can make just a nice puff pastry in a square sort of a thing. So that'll be one of my experiments in the future. Once I get this shit nailed down and make sure I'm not, wasting food, and it might work. I'm also going to try biscuits, but this can was going to expire first, so I'm using these up first. So there we have it, our lovely little crescent shapes. Not smashed to heck, but sitting on the tip so it doesn't flip up and, Okay, ooh, my fingers are, you can hear things moving in there as it heats up, it's expanding. Yeah. You get crescent roll on your fingers. It happens. It wipes right off. Okay, we are damn near at 200 already. So it happens fast. And I'm not going to make you sit here through the whole thing. Don't worry. But just want to show you how easy it is to do this, in theory. I mean, it looks good on paper. Let's see how well it looks on video. We'll set that aside. So what I'm waiting for, since I'm going for 350, so I got the directions and I know 350 for a non-stick tray. What I'll let it do is get to 325, and then I'm going to dial the heat back. I know that it's pretty much between these two ripples is where I want to have it, because I've been experimenting with my leftovers and getting it to temperature. That should get it up to 350 and hold it there. Any luck at all. 225, so we are getting there. Tell you what, I'm going to cut you loose here because you're going to know that it'll be up to 350-ish soon, and I'm going to shove these in there. But I will be back with any progress updates or blooper updates. If there's an explosion, I'll catch that for you, I promise. Otherwise, I will be back with a progress. Here's what happened, and here's my perfect little croissant. So that's the plan. Any other tips to impart? Not really. Follow directions. Super simple. The big thing is this bad boy. So you got your foil on there holding the heat in better. See, I'm not seeing nearly the ripply effect I was before. So that's a genius idea. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. We are almost at 275. So I'll be dialing this back in a couple of minutes and then hanging out with it for 9 to 12. And in the 9 to 12 minutes and change, I'll be back, show you my perfect croissants, and let you know if I had to make any tweaks to what I think I'm going to be doing. So there you go. I'll catch you in a little bit with a finished result. See ya. All right, the timer has gone off for minimum time. I've been having trouble keeping it down around 350. It's been going up to 375. So I've been playing with the heat. But minimum time, I'm calling them done. Off. Punk. Okay. So they're a little bit dark on top because the heat was a little higher than I wanted. And maybe I should move them down because I have it on the middle rack, which is where they're supposed to do it. Let's see how the bottoms came out. Probably burnt as hell. Nice and loose. Yep, burnt as hell. Okay. That's unfortunate. Bummer. Okay, so 375, way too high for nonstick. I mean, at 325, I dialed it back. I should have dialed it back at 300. Next time I'll know. And then, because it got up to 375 and I had a heck of a time getting it down from 375. Let's see how the centers are. I mean, it does look like a nice fluffy center. Not soggy or anything, I don't think. Too bloody hot to shove in my mouth, so I'm not going to try that at the moment. I'll grab some butter and see what I can do with these, but they're not going with dinner. It's not the quality I was looking for. So that's why it was an experiment. You learn from your failures. That's not a failure. I mean, the insides still look lovely. See, nice and fluffy and lovely. I'll throw some butter in there and shove them in my mouth. But for dinner, what I figured out I'm going to do is I have leftover, I made stuffing last night to go with the shrimp I had. I know, I'm weird, but I did it. And I've got chicken and I've got gravy. So I'm going to take one of these and fill it with stuffing, one of these, chicken and a bunch of gravy, stick them in this bad boy later, warm those up nicely, not too aggressively. I'm watching you. I'm learning. And then so I'll have a nice little baked dinner, nice and hot. Because boy, if you want a hot tent, turn on an oven. I had to unzip. I practically had to take my hat off. It is nice and warm in here. Chilly out there. The wind is getting more brisk. I can see the change in the clouds. We do have some rain coming later. So I'm going to really appreciate having a nice hot dinner in these cute little bitty pans. Oh, I love them. So that's going to be dinner, and I'll be back to show you that one because this was a failure. I got to show you a success. So I'll do that. So I'm going to grab some butter and chow down on these and catch you guys in a little bit with a proper meal that comes out perfectly. Because that's what life is all about. But even if it doesn't come out perfectly, you'll learn from it. You make notes because you're going to forget what you just learned. So maybe noting this down as soon as I get done here. And I'll know better next time, and I'll do better next time. That's what it's all about. Experiment. Don't be afraid to try things. You'll learn something from it, if nothing else. So there you go. Your eating cheat for the day. If it don't work, it's okay. Eat it anyway, and then learn. So we'll wrap this one up. I'm glad you could tune in. I'm sorry these weren't perfect, but I'm going to put this up anyway because not everything in life is perfect. But you got to try. You gotta try. That's the big thing. Don't be afraid to try stuff. It might not work. Big fat hairy deal. What's the worst that can happen? I'm eating slightly crispy crescent on the bottom. Or I can just eat off the top and throw away the bottom. What do I care? That doesn't suck. I'm grabbing the butter. I'll catch you kids later. Bye.